Namaste, Jai Shivai. Let's talk about the stabilization of Chitta. How to develop one-pointedness. Okay? So, this discussion is not about developing concentration. Okay? Suppose you are a person who thinks of, okay, let me go to the mountains. But when you are at the mountains, you think of what might be going on in my office, what might be going on with my relatives, at home, here and there. When you are back home, again you are thinking about mountains. You may want to eat a certain dish, but the moment the dish comes in front of you, after 2, 3, 4, whatever hours it takes to cook it or to get it, when you start eating it, suddenly you are thinking about something in the office or something here or something there. So 1 minute your chitta, your concentration is so very unstable, volatile in the sense that 1 minute it's here, another minute it's there, and then it's there, and then it's there, and then it's there, and that's it. In other words, you do not have focus or concentration on one thing for a long time. In other words, you do not have concentration. So this discussion is not about how to develop concentration. Instead, this discussion is for those people who have enough concentration that now they can, fold their concentration in the desired way and become one-pointed. Okay? It's a very high stage of concentration, you can say. Okay? Becoming one-pointed. So if you remember my talk, that was about 5 states or 5 bhumi or 5 grounds of chitta. There I have discussed the 4th state, right? Which is ekagra, ekagrata, or ekagra bhumi of chitta, ekagra state of chitta. So this discussion today is for those people who do not have that volatile chitta at all. Except when they are really something big has happened in life, somebody has died or somebody has gone from your life, or some very painful or life-changing event has happened, some new really big challenges have happened, and then you are disturbed. Even a person who is very ekagra, okay, they can become very disturbed and during such things when something big happens in the life. So it's not about the temporary condition that you may be facing, but what in general I am saying is, if you are a person who has the necessary concentration but now is trying to become one-pointed, what can you do to become one-pointed? So in Yoga Sutras, Patanjali says there are few things that can be done. Okay? And what are those few things? How to become one-pointed? One thing is, or how to become one-pointed, or in other words, how to stabilize your chitta, get it ready for Samadhi. For Savikalpa Samadhi. How to prepare your chitta, your ground, to make it available for Samadhi. So then Patanjali says first thing is that you can use Gyan. How? Gyan either from Guru or from scriptures. Okay? You can use that. That is the first thing to use. And what the Gyan, how to use Gyan? It's about seeing yourself. Say for example, you know that what is bothering you, what is disturbing the state of dhyana that you might be in. So if you read scriptures or if you go to a guru, then they will tell you that there are roughly 4 things that can disturb your dhyana, right? And there are 4 things, in other words, that can break your one-pointedness that you are trying to have, so you can go into the state of dhyana. So dhyana can happen to you. And later on, when dhyana is perfected, samadhi can happen to you. So what is it that prevents you from maintaining your dharana, maintaining your one-pointedness? What is breaking it? What is preventing it? So there are 4 things. First thing is, while you are trying to be one-pointed on something, then thoughts, in other words, thoughts related to people or things or places can come to your mind. But you can never have a thought about anything if you do not have either raga or dvesha or abhinivesha. Raga means attachment to somebody or something or someplace. Or you do not have aversion, dvesha, to somebody, to someone, to something or to some place. Or if you are not fearful from somebody or something or some place. That something could be a situation as well. Not just that I am worried about what if the leg of my table or sofa is going to break. Not that kind of a thing. It could be a situation as well. So these 3 things, if you do not have any raga or dvesha or abhinivesha, means you do not have any attachment, any aversion or fear from anyone or anything or any place, then there is no way those things can create thought in you. Okay? A stone is lying on the road, or there are million people in this city. Are they creating thoughts in me? Can they create thoughts in you? No. Even those whom you might have known just from the acquaintance point of view, can they create thought in you? Can they appear in your thoughts, in other words? No. Until and unless you either have raga with them, attachment with them, until and unless you have aversion, dvesha with them, some kind of annoyance, hatred, frustration they have given you, or their presence or their absence creates a fear. What if this person leaves me in life? What if this person does not leave from my life? Both can create fear in you, right? So, until these 3 things you have attached to people, places and things, there is nothing actually that can disturb your dhyana. 4th thing that can disturb your dhyana or your one-pointedness, your dharana. What is the 4th thing that can disturb it? That 4th thing is desire. Now I am sitting and trying to do dharana on something, but in my mind I am thinking, instantly that thought appears, it's been so long since I have eaten this. How about I cook it today? Or what about going to this place, this guru, that thing, doing this, doing that, desires running wild. Or desires not being materialized. Oh, I wanted this, but it did not happen. So unfulfilled desires or desires that you want to fulfill in life. Right? So, ichha, desire. These could disturb your one-pointedness. Or raga and dvesha and abhinivesha. These 3 things can disturb your one-pointedness, your dhyana. Okay. So Patanjali says, try to read scriptures. Go to your guru. So guru can tell you that, okay, you have raga with this. Guru can teach you methods, how to bring down your raga, your dvesha and your abhinivesha with people, with situations, with everything in life. The desires. So using Gyan, another way to use Gyan, this is just a very preliminary level, okay? But another serious level for those who have been one-pointed for a long time, but at times they are not able to concentrate, they are not able to focus, and at that time they can look into themselves that what is actually disturbing me. And it may be that their lover, their spouse, their child could be the source of tension or problem for them. Then they can see how they attach themselves with that person, place or situation. How do you attach? How, or an event, how do you attach yourself with that? That attachment, that connection could be understood properly with the help of the scripture, with the help of the gurus. In a nutshell, you can try to have some Gyan and apply that Gyan, that wisdom. Gyan means wisdom. So you can apply that wisdom to separate or eliminate that which is breaking your one-pointedness. Okay? So this is about elimination method. How about, so this is like excluding things. How about including things? So including things could be that from the Gyan, from my heart, from, I know that, my guru or any particular divine form, God, Shakti, anything that I feel devotion for is something that I can use to have dharana on. I can think of my guru and actually, and I have done this, that just think of Guru Lahiri Mahasya, my guru, and get into very easily, within not even, it was momentary, to just think of him and put my chitta into him and be gone, be in dhyana, be in samadhi. So you can also include such things. And if you have a hard time using your devotion or Gyan, Gyan means sometime your guru said something and you just loved it very much. You might have heard something and anything that can tell you what is the problem with you. Gyan helps us eliminate the causes. Gyan helps us include that thing which helps us maintain our one-pointedness. Okay? And Gyan is one thing that you can use to stabilize your chitta. Second thing, Patanjali, at times Gyan does not work. To actually be able to reach the state where Gyan is going to work with you, you have to be very calm, quiet and settled in mind. Yes, you may not be one-pointed at that time, but at least you need to have the enough concentration to be able to focus on yourself, to be able to look into yourself. Right? Only then Gyan can happen and Gyan can help you. So next thing Patanjali says is Pranayama. If you think you have been disturbed a lot, something has disturbed and you went to office or you went here and there and the energy was not good at those places, people were with whatever, and you might have absorbed all kind of disturbances and you want to flush it out from your system. You want to throw all that out of your system. Then Patanjali says, vomit the prana. Do a pranic vomiting. That means you don't have to bring the food out. Instead, you just have to powerfully exhale. Very powerful exhale, like how we do in Kapalbhati Pranayama. Kapalbhati Pranayama is powerful exhale, no inhale. Body will inhale in whichever way it wants to. But consciously, you are just exhaling powerfully. And you don't have to, those who are focused enough or depending upon what your situation or condition is, you can exhale just once, twice, 5 times, or you might have to exhale 15 minutes or 30 minutes continuously. Now remember, this pranayama, this is not a generic prescription to us. So after listening to this video, do not start Kapalbhati. Don't do Kapalbhati, especially if you have high BP, stroke, heart attack, if you have had these things in the past and your health condition, you have some other health issues, then Kapalbhati is not suggested. So don't treat this as a generic prescription. This is not the over-the-counter medicine that I am giving you. It's a very specific prescription meant only for those who have a perfect enough, healthy enough body, and those who did not have any surgery, stroke, heart attack or anything big in the past, in this life, and they are yogi by nature. Okay, they have had a lot of purification done to their bodies and all that. So this is a very specific prescription that Patanjali is giving. It's not that, you can just apply by listening to something or by reading about something. You can just go and apply anything on yourself. Don't do that. Don't treat the Gyan, the wisdom that you are being given on internet, don't treat it as a prescription. Go to your doctors in the same way, go to your guru actually. If you want to figure out whether you should be doing Kapalbhati and what kind of, what space you should be doing and how frequent it should be and how it should be perfected. So only after consulting with your guru, you can reach such conclusion. But in general, Patanjali is saying that doing a vomiting your prana, forcefully exhaling your prana outside, because that prana has become polluted, because you have absorbed some chitta vrittis from outside, or maybe some nonsense and drama and some play of raga, dvesha, abhinivesha is going on in your head over and over again. It's not necessary that something from outside has to disturb you. You yourself are enough machine to recall memories and recall people in your head and become very angry, go into the play of raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. You have very good ability to recall your suffering, your events in life, and just pollute your own prana. Right? So if you do not want to pollute your prana, if prana has become polluted, then it will not let you go be one-pointed. Right? So it won't help you with that. So that is why Patanjali is saying just do a powerful exhale, if you can. If your lungs are sound and you are a person who is able to breathe, not just from chest but from stomach as well, a full breathing is happening to you, then do a powerful exhales and you will be back in your one-pointedness. All raga, dvesha, abhinivesha can be, all drama, all nonsense, all pollution can be thrown out in this way. Okay? So this is the second method. Okay? When you are not in a situation to actually apply Gyan to you. Gyan to yourself. Third thing is, say Chitta is gone, so disturbed that you do not have control over your breath. After all, you can only exhale powerfully when you have your breathing is a bit stabilized. But if the raga, dvesha, abhinivesha are playing you continuously on and on, then you are shallow breathing. And what good it will be if you are shallow breathing and try to exhale? You think that will fix the situation? No, it won't. It does not fix the situation. Until you are breathing all the way from stomach, only then your exhale is considered as a vomit. If I put one bite in my mouth and just throw it out, is that vomit? No. Only when stuff is coming out from the stomach, it is considered as vomit. So exactly the same thing with pranayama, with prana, with breathing. Until the exhale is coming out all the way from your stomach, it is not considered as a vomit or a powerful excretion of polluted prana. Okay, so if pranayama is not happening, it's your breathing is just way too chaotic, way too disturbed and shallow. Okay, so then Patanjali says, okay, if condition is that bad, try to put your dhyan, put your focus, your attention onto something that for the time being can bring your breathing down, means can calm you down, can balance your breath. Do something like that. For example, if you love a particular dish, so that means, in other words, he is saying, use your senses for that. He is minded. He is not saying go start running towards sensory pleasure. That is why I said this discussion, this talk is not for people who have highly unstable chitta, those who have never been concentrated in their life ever, have never read books in last 1 year at all, and ton of books in last, means they do not have any ekagrata, any really good concentration at all. This talk is not for them, because if you tell them to use senses for bringing one-pointedness, then they definitely will indulge into sensory pleasure. They do not understand the meaning of this thing. So this discussion is not for them. This idea, this treatment, this solution of keep making your mind one-pointed is not for foolish, not for childish people at all. Okay? So do not think of this thing in that way. So he is saying, suppose you like the smell of rose, jasmine, lavender, eucalyptus, I don't know, whatever. Use your senses. Do one thing. Put some essential oil, or initially what you can do, just take a flower, anything, just to smell it. And fully focus on that smell. Full concentration on that smell. And when it is gone, apply some more oil, some more essential oil here, or smell the flower again and then put it aside. Smell the flower again, put it aside. Keep doing, keep using your sense of smell. Okay, keep using your sense of smell until your breathing calms down. And powerful exhale of prana can be done. And jnana can be applied. Wisdom can be applied. Wisdom can be understood. Wisdom can happen to you. Okay? So use your smell of sense. If not sense, suppose you are a person who is very much visual. Okay? Then look at something. Go to some place, some scenic place. Mountains, rivers, or anything that you like. Something, or maybe watch a sunset. Next day morning, go watch a sunrise. Sunrise, sometimes when you look at sunrise or sunset, especially on the beach or maybe in the mountains, it is just completely mesmerizing. It just brings your entire existence to halt. It can make you one-pointed instantly. At least that is how it was for me. I would just get lost. Whenever I would go in nature, since childhood, I was in dhyana actually. So, use your sense of seeing. Another thing is, suppose there is use your hearing sense. So use your sense of smell. You can use your eyes and you can use your ears as well. You like a mantra very much. You like a particular kind of music very much. You like something else, listening to something else. for some time. Just listen to it. Okay? Just listen to it. Again and again, again and again. Listen to it until your breath calms down. Until your prana is in a calm position again. Calm situation again. And you can do pranayama, you can do jnana. You can have jnana. Okay? So come down, use your ears. Any sound, chakra meditation sound, this sound, bhajans, mantras. Guru's voice does that. You know? Guru's voice does that. It creates some kind of a one-pointedness. And that's it. You are in dhyana, you are in one-pointedness. Forget about even these 2 steps of having pranayama or having jnana. All that is not needed at all. Guru's voice, Guru's face, Guru's anything from the Guru, or whatever you feel devotion towards, can also do the same thing. So you can use your sense of ears, from your ears. Another thing is, next thing is taste. Using your sense of taste. How to use sense of taste? Well, the tip of your tongue is very sensitive for making your mind one-pointed through taste. Suppose you like mangoes, or you like grapes, whatever fruit, whichever fruit or food you like. Just keep it on the tip of your tongue. Okay? Taste it for some time. And then let the taste will actually melt and be gone, diffused in your mouth. Right? Just like any smell would be diffused. Exactly in the same way, the taste will be diffused in your mouth. So when it is diffused, keep your focus and attention on the taste. When taste is diffused, then eat again. Taste it again. Eat that food, that same thing again. Then when it is diffused, again taste it again. Do that again. Keep doing it until your breath calms down, until some stability in your chitta happens. Now, do not think Patanjali was trying to make you foodie. Do not think Patanjali was trying to make you a jungle monkey. Don't think Patanjali was trying to make you go mad with musics and mantras, and he's not trying to tell you this is spirituality. No. He is just giving you solutions to make your mind one-pointed. So we used 4 senses. 5th one is the sense of touch. Where in your body sense of touch comes in a very comprehended way. You don't need to, go take long shower and start rubbing yourself. Start washing everything and touching yourself all over. No, you don't need to do that. You can take a nice bath, no doubt about it. You can take a very long, very nice, very focused bath as well, shower as well. Or you can be in your bathtub, okay, frequently. But to avoid these disturbed situations and to come back to your one-pointedness. So you can do all that. Nobody is stopping you. But say, for example, you find it much more cumbersome and time-wasting, okay? So another thing is the middle part of your tongue. Okay, the middle part of your tongue. If you tuck it up in your palate, then one-pointedness is achieved within a second. Instantly. No need of anything else. Anybody who has ever done dhyana, who has ever been in samadhi, their tongue is always, the middle part of the tongue is tucked in to the palate, upper palate. That stops thoughts from happening. You can try right now. Tuck your tongue tightly into the palate. Do not move. that stops all vichara, all thoughts instantly. So this is the way of using your sense of sparsh, touch. When you use your tongue, the tip of your tongue, it is for using the sense of taste. But when you are using middle part of your tongue and tucking your middle part of your tongue, that is the sense of touch. Okay? And when you are trying to hear something, that was very external method to employ. But if you do not want to use that external of a method from the hearing point of view, then another thing can be done. Just do a Jalandhar Bandha. Jalandhar Bandha is like, or not, no need to even do Jalandhar Bandha. Actually, tuck your chin tightly here. Okay? Tuck your chin with the neck here. So actually, and keep your tongue tucked into the upper palate. And that way, here, this Vishuddhi here, Vishuddhi Chakra here, is the place of Shabda. Words. Sound. So you can use this as well for sound. You don't have to hear it from external sources. Hearing mantras or music or Guru's voice. Don't do it if you don't want to do it. You can use Shabda here directly at the root. You don't have to find an external manifestation of Shabda and then try to be one-pointed using that. So you can directly use Shabda from the root of your tongue. Root of your tongue is here. Put your finger here and you can you can feel the vibration while talking. If you put your finger here, this is the root of your tongue. And the root of your tongue can be used. This Vishuddhi Chakra, this can be used to focus on sound in you. To focus on sense of sensory apparatus of listening, of hearing in you. Okay? So these 5 senses can be used. Now, Patanjali taught us these 5 senses to be used in a much more internal way. Okay, like for example, you don't have to go to a mountain to become one-pointed. You can actually visualize something in your, close your eyes and visualize, or even with open eyes, you can visualize. You can use sun and moon outside, or you can visualize something internally. Same thing is, you don't have to put something in your ears from the outside. You can put your focus here. You really do not have to taste anything. You can just imagine how the, visualize how the mango tastes to you. If you like mangoes, you can use any other taste. So you can, in other words, he is saying, when I say visualize or recall the previous experience, then we are saying use Smriti Chit Vritti. Smriti Chit Vritti. Smriti means memory. So use memory Chitta Vritti to change the state of your Chitta. And it's not that difficult to do, right? When you think about someone you love, how your Chitta changes? When you think about your spouse, and if you have a very good relationship with them, then see how the Chitta changes, the state of Chitta changes. If you think of somebody whom you hate or who has given you a lot of pain in life, just see how the state of Chitta changes. So just through memory, your state of Chitta can be changed, right? Instantly. And the more detailed your memory is, the more details you are being able to recall through your memory, the better the state of your Chitta. So can you recall, using Smriti Chitta Vritti, can you recall your own previous state of one-pointedness? Can you recall your own previous states of dhyana or the impact of dhyana that you might have? Can you recall your previous experiences in such a powerful way that they can change the state of Chitta instantly? the more powerful your recall is, more stable or more efficiently your chitta reflects it, that state. Say for example, you might have met somebody few years back and they might have said something bad to you, but now when you recall it, you can't recall the person's face or what he said to you properly. So means your recall is very weak. The Smriti, the memory that is arising in you, happening in you, is very weak actually. So then the impact is not there. You may not have that much aversion from that person. But if you are able to remember their words, exactly what they said, remember their face, remember their entire reaction, you remember the place, the city, the clothes that they were wearing, the expression that they had on your face, oh, the more detail you bring back with your Smriti, the more detail you bring back with your memory, that is how your state of Chitta becomes. So if it can happen with Raga and Dvesha and Abhinivesha, why can't you recall your own dhyana state, your own one-pointedness, your own Samadhi state? Why can't you recall when you went into that thing? You will go again. The more powerfully you recall, you can go there. So he's saying, instead of, if you cannot use senses, if you do not want to use senses, you can use Smriti Chitvritti. Right? You can use Smriti Chittavritti, that is another way, using memory, recalling that. But yeah, your recall should be good enough to change your state. If it's a very weak recall, not enough details, not enough depth is there in the recall, then it won't have an effect on you. It won't change the state of your Chitta. So this is another thing. Now, when some people, I really want to specify this, that when some people who have never attained any one-pointedness at all, this, as I said, this talk is not for them. This talk is not for people who have never had any concentration, focus properly on anything ever in life. This talk is not for them. This talk is for those who have had one-pointedness, but at times they lose it. This is for seekers. This is for yogis, that they have one-pointedness, necessary one-pointedness. They're able to maintain it, but sometimes they lose it. So how to get back to it? This is what it is about. This is what the talk is about. But some foolish, childish people, when they misunderstand the use of senses for becoming one-pointed, for ekagrata, for dhyana, for samadhi, then they want to have sex on the name of getting into concentration. And it is not that sex cannot give you, indulging into that act cannot give you the concentration, the required one-pointedness. Yes, it can. But it is also going to create a sanskara in you because you are involved with the other person. Yes, you will absorb some of their chittavrittis. You will absorb some nonsense from that person. If you are not careful, if you are not fully matured yet from the energy point of view, then you stand a very good chance to create new sanskara, new chittavrittis in you. If during that you forgot why you were there and what you were doing, and that you were doing it to attain your one-pointedness, to attain your dhyana state, to attain your samadhi state, that's the reason you are doing it. And you are not doing it for the sake of pleasure, sensory pleasure. If you forget that, then you create a sanskara. So Patanjali says, be very mindful. Do not use those external subjects which will create a sanskara in you. What good it is? Creating another sanskara, another chittavritti, exchanging another karma from people. Yogic journey is all about depleting the karma that we have, right? Removing the sanskaras and chitta vrittis we have. And here you are, creating more and more and more on the name of what? So you see how people misunderstand? Who will misunderstand this? If a yogi who has had years and years and lifetimes of yogic sadhana behind him to back him up, if such a person goes for sex or such a person uses another person to attain dhyana or samadhi or become one-pointed, don't compare yourself with that kind of a person. Why? It is the same thing. If you have ever studied math, you might have met people who will say, when we were in like 10th or high school, I mean to say, when we were in high school, a lot of the people were saying that, okay, I do my calculus or I do my math with music on. Try turning the music on in front of a primary school child while he is doing math. Can say, so music was not impacting negatively to this high school person for while he was doing his math. Music was not impacting him negatively. He has found that much control that he cannot be disturbed, and he will still continue with his mathematics solutions and physics, numericals and whatever that is, his studies. He'll focus on that. He'll not lose focus from the main thing. But if you try to do the same thing with kindergarten kid or primary school kid, then they will actually get up and start dancing instead of doing math. Right? So what a senior seeker is doing, don't try to compare yourself with that. What a Vairagi is doing, you cannot compare yourself with that. That is why when a guru, especially a Samadhi, guru who has attained Samadhi himself or herself, a guru who has attained moksha in this lifetime, they will, if they see the seeker stands a chance to create new sanskara, new chitta vritti in them through any external subject, while using any external subject to become one-pointed, to land in dhyana or samadhi, they never suggest such things to those kind of people. Only when it does not matter, no matter whom you are with your body, no matter what your body is doing, you will not create new karma, agami karma. You will not create new sanskara, new chitta vritti. Only then a guru will suggest you that kind of a method. If somebody is already having a sweet tooth, why would guru or any sane person would say, okay, so from tomorrow you start tasting sugar and try to be one-pointed with that. Will they be able to do it? Tasting sugar and trying to become one-pointed? So don't be foolish. Here, use your buddhi, use your intellect. Don't be foolish here that I can use anything and everything. No, instead of walking and going ahead in your spiritual journey, you will as well come down. You will go 20 steps behind. You'll go back 20 steps. You will ruin your sadhana that you have done until now. If you start looking at those who have become complete vairagis, if you start comparing yourself with those who are having sex or, are in family life and it does not matter to them, then why does it matter to me? If they are doing it, I can do it. No, sorry, don't do all this. No, do not do all this. Be wise. Don't be a child. Don't be foolish here. Do not use such external subjects, such situations, such people, such places, such things as an external subjects for your one-pointedness, that can create a sanskar and new chitta vritti in you, or can strengthen your existing chitta vritti. Don't do that. Then the whole purpose of sadhana is defeated, okay? There's no point. So this is another thing. Using Indriya, using senses, and indulging your senses for the temporary time period to focus your attention. So your prana, your breath calms down, and you can actually do the pranic vomiting if required. Exhale the polluted prana, or at least you become that much calm, quiet. Then Gyan can be applied to you. If I look at all this from a mother's point of view, I'm a mother, right? So if a child is cranky and crying and doing all kinds of tantrums, can you give Gyana, wisdom, to such a child? Can you explain him anything while he's making tantrum? No. What do? We just give him a toy. Try to distract him with, okay? Try to give him a toy, try to give him some chocolate, candy, something to distract him with. And the moment he's quiet, then second thing is the mother will hold a child, will pick him up, will hold a child, will calm him down. So then he becomes even more calm. And when he is very calm, then a mother will try to explain him, will give him Gyan. So you see how from a tantrum state, a mother is able to give Gyan. Exactly it's the same thing with seekers as well. If a seeker is in too much of nonsense is going on in their head and they are not able to do dharana on anything, then let's have dharana, let's give them dharana on something external. And the moment their breath comes down and they start breathing easy, then Gyan can happen. Gyan can be given. So at times many of you, when you are coming, I'm sending you back with mantra, yantra or tantra or something else. Why? You're not in a state to gather or grasp the bigger truths of life that I might explain you. You're not in a state like that. Okay, so this is another thing. One more last thing that Patanjali says you can use, and that is using sleep, Nidra, Chitta Vritti. Use Nidra, Chitta Vritti to make yourself one-pointed. How? Suppose you had a dream. Very, and this is not a joke, this is a reality actually, that a lot of people, once we start moving in extreme states of dhyana or samadhi, the dreams are very vivid. Very much otherworldly dreams we are having all the time. Because our current consciousness has become active at the cosmic level. So we are having very strange dreams. And a lot of time they are very nice dreams. They do something to you. There's overwhelmingness in that dream. There's a lot of jnana in that dream. So using your such dreams and visions, Patanjali says, that you had during your sleep, dream state of your sleeping. So if you have a very good memory of that, you can recall a dream and can become one-pointed. How you felt in that dream, you can use that in your one-pointedness. For your dharana, you can use dreams and visions that you had. Because dreams and visions are as real as this thing is right now for me, that there is sunlight and I'm sitting here, this is body, and whatever feeling this whole environment is giving me, however much real this is for me, exactly in the same way, dream that you have experienced or the vision that you have had are exactly the same, have the exactly same effect on you. So if you can recall that and go into one-pointedness, that is another thing you can use. And then he says, so this is one part of Nidra Chitta Vritti, when you use your dreams. Another part of using your Nidra Chitta Vritti is using the Sushupti period, means when you are completely in a deep sleep state. Recall that. So in deep sleep, you don't know who you are, or that you are sleeping, or that you have a body, or that there is a feeling that I exist, and that feeling. So Sushupti, during Sushupti, Nidra Chitta Vritti is recording the lack of everything else. Lack of experience is being recorded as an experience. Right? In one of our videos, we discussed about what Nidra Chitta Vritti is and how it helps you, what is recorded when a person is in a deep sleep. So you can use that experience, that we actually go into a state where not having any experience, not having any state is being recorded. That you can use. From Nidra Chitta Vritti, dreams, visions can be used. From Sushupti, Nidra Chitta Vritti, Sushupti state, deep sleep state can be used. Or the Gyan that happens afterwards, after having sleep. What is the Gyan that we have is that we had a lack of experience, and not just that. How momentary was everything. Right? Sometimes in dream, in sleep, it feels as if we were sleeping for a lifetime. Or sometimes we feel, oh, we just went to sleep and it's over. So how impermanence plays out, how impermanent the experience of sleep is, you can use that as well. Okay? To make your mind one-pointed. And again, as I said, those who never had concentration at all, those who have a very volatile, very unstable chitta, these solutions are not for them. These solutions will not work on them at all. Instead, if they do any of such, and try to implement any such solution, then they will create really more karma they will create, and bad sanskars. More sanskars they will create. They'll fill their bucket even more in the attempt of trying to make it empty. So be careful and know yourself who you are, what state your chitta is in. Knowing yourself is very important. That's what the whole this journey is about. Knowing yourself. Right? So know this state where you are. Are you a person who already has been one-pointed for a long time in your life, and now is trying to become one-pointed in a yogic way? Or are you a yogi already? Only then these solutions, you can implement these solutions. Alright? Namaste. Jai Shiva.